All right, so translations is your first lesson. So Cameron actually just asked me this. He said, what kind of transformation creates parallel lines? It's a translation. Do you guys remember learning like turns, slides, and flips when you were like younger? And they give you like little shapes and you had to turn them or flip them or slide them. You remember that? That's what you're learning, but with a different vocabulary word. So a translation is just a slide, okay, which just means it's like being slid across something. So if you think back to like grade school, you can equate this to a slide. Please don't use that word anymore, but that's what that is.
Slide.
Okay. I'm gonna skip that. Let's discover. We're just gonna take notes. Sorry, guys. So a translation moves every point of a figure the same direction. More specifically, a transformation maps or moves the points P and Q of a plane figure to the points P prime and Q prime. So P and Q are the original points. And this little prime here is the composition. Or not the composition, the translation. So the translated point. All right, so you'll notice this wonderful graphic up here has this fantastic arrow that's showing the slide that's occurring here. So it's taking the points P and Q, and they use A for adding an X value and B for adding a Y value. And they're adding the same to P's X value and the same to Q's X value. And they're adding the same to Y's X value and the same to Y2's X value. And it just moves it over. So really what this could have been here is it could have said, like, P was 1, 2, and Q was 3, -4. And the transformation could be P prime would be X plus 1. Sorry, not P prime. Let's do just the transformation would be X plus 1, Y minus 2. That is the transformation. So if it translates it that way, so you'll see that it would be like X comma Y here like this. So what would the P prime be? What would P prime become? If it was X plus 1, what would P prime become? 2 comma what? 2 comma 0. Because X is 1, right? 1 plus 1 is 2. Y is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. How about Q? What would Q prime be then? 3 plus 1 is 4. -4 minus 2 is -6. So that's all a translation really is. It's just pushing those points like that. So it's really not that bad. Do you guys see that? Madison? I just chose random numbers there as an example. If you want to put random example here, so you know where this came from, this is a random example that I just pulled out of nowhere, just so you knew what the heck was going on. Because sometimes when you guys see all these letters, you have no clue what's going on. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, what? Why is there A, B, C, D, E, F, G all over my paper? So I'm trying to give you guys like a purpose to what those mean. All right, so we're going to look at some examples next. All right, so it says, given quadrilateral A, B, C, D, with vertices A, 1, -2, B, 2, 1, C, 4, 1, and D, 4, -2, we're going to translate, it's all of a sudden a triangle. I thought I edited this. This should say quadrilateral. I really thought I edited this, but I didn't. I must have edited it on a sheet of paper and never put it towards the paper. So you're going to translate quadrilateral ABCD, left 1, and up 4. So first thing you do have to do is you have to plot the points. So go ahead and plot your points and make sure you put A next to it if it's A, B next to it if it's B. If you're really bad at plotting points, this unit is going to be rough. So please, hopefully you can plot points. If you really need help with that, come see me, please. One, -2, 2, 1, 4, 1, and 4, -2. And then connect your points with your straight edge. Whenever you connect it, please listen to me real quick. You need to go in the order that it lists it. So do you see how A goes to B, B goes to C, C goes to D, and then D will go back to A, okay? So you always go in the order that it connects it. So A goes to B, B goes to C, C goes to D, and D comes back to A. So you should have that trapezoid that's going on there. So if we're translating it left 1, is that addition or subtraction? Is left addition or subtraction? You're going to the left, it's getting more negative, so it's subtraction. And is left or right X or Y? It's X. So that's saying take X and subtract 1. And if it's saying up 4, is that positive or negative? And up and down would be X or Y? Y. So that's Y plus 4. So the translation is X minus 4, or X minus 1, Y plus 4. So A prime would become what? What would A prime become? Hannah, what would A prime become?
0. 2.
Yeah. So 1 minus 1 is 0. -2 plus 4 is 2. Brandon, what would B become? 1, 5. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Madison, how about C?
4 and 1.
C is 4, 1 right now. How does it translate?
3 and 5.
You got it. Okay. I think you just misunderstood my question because you were good there. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. 1 plus 4 is 5. Ben, how about D? What would D become? If you need help, let me know, okay? Do you need help, Ben? Okay, so X is currently 4. What do we need to do with the X value? So what's 4 minus 1? Okay, so then what do you think the Y value is? -2 plus 4 is 2. Do you see what we're doing now? Okay, so go ahead and plot those points. And then when you replot them, make sure you use that prime to show that it's the translation. And you have your translation. Does it look like that shape has changed sizes at all? This is called a rigid transformation, meaning it doesn't change any size or shape. So a rigid transformation means no size or shape is changed. That's not my pencil. Questions there. So I see some of you guys using different colors. It might be a good idea to do different colors, especially when we get to compositions next week where you're doing more than one transformation on a graph, okay? I actually think these are kind of fun. I know I'm a weirdo, but I think these are kind of fun. They're not like typical math. Does that make sense? So that's why I kind of think there is something different for you guys, which is kind of nice. All right, questions so far? All right, the vertices of triangle ABC are 0, 3, 2, 4, and 1, 0. Translate triangle ABC left 1, down 2. So what would our translation look like then? Cole, what would we put in that parenthesis there?
X minus 1 and y minus 2.
Good, you're going down, which is negative, down, which is negative, and that's on the y, and left, which is negative, and that's on the x. Questions on how that became, because some of you guys look a little bit confused. Yeah.
I'll understand.
Do you understand where that came from?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you see how it says left 1?
Yeah.
So it's saying left means x, right? Left and right mean x. So it's saying take x and move it left 1. If you're going to the left 1, that's going more negatively, so that's why you're doing x minus 1.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then up and down is y, okay? Because that's the y-axis is up and down, right? So down would mean you're getting more negative, so that's why it's subtracting 2 from y. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and plot the points of the original triangle ABC. Please plot them correctly. If you are terrible at plotting points, it would be a really good idea to come see me, and maybe I can give you some activities to do in my classroom to practice those point plotting skills. Struggling?
Yes.
Do you want a whiteout thing? Leave it somewhere in my drawer. I just have to find it. Found it. It's way back there. All right. So Dylan, what would A prime be then? What would A prime be? Dylan Deptula isn't here today, so it definitely you.
-1, 1.
Negative 1 what?
1.
Yeah. So you take 0 minus 1 is negative 1, and 3 minus 2, which is 1. Okay, Melinda. Point B, what is that going to become? 1, 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Good. 4 minus 2 is 2. Paige, how about C?
Oh.
0,
Good. 1 minus 1 is 0. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at the situation that was happening right here. I know. So, negative 1, 1. Again, make sure you use that little prime to say that that's the transformation that occurred. 1, comma 2. And 0, negative 2. So again, this is a rigid transformation, meaning it does not change its size at all. It stays the same size and shape. Questions there? Okay, write the rule for this translation from triangle ABC to triangle A prime, B prime, C prime. So this is the original. Remember, if it has a prime, it's the transformation. So original and the transformation. Okay. So our rule starts with just saying X, comma, Y, and then using an arrow, meaning the X and the Y slide this way. Are you breaking my things over here?
No.
Okay. So Jordan, how do the X's move? If you just focus on like one letter, it helps that.
It like goes to the right too.
Yeah, you see it's going right to here. C is also going right to. They all should be doing the same thing. Just hold on to it. And B is going right to. Do you see how they're all going right to there? Right is positive. So that would be what plus what, Jordan?
X plus 2.
Good. Comma, what is happening with the Y's? What is happening with the Y, Sophia? Minus 1. They're going down 1, right? So they go right 2, down 1, right 2, down 1. So how would you write that then, Sophia? And that is your rule. So look at that, because it's a little bit different because you're doing it from the graph. What questions do you have there? Ayana. So I just focus on one letter, okay? And go from that letter to its prime. So A is here. Do you see this? And it shifts over 1, 2 blocks to get back to that point. Do you see that? And then it shifts down 1 from that point. Does that make sense how that point shifted? Everybody see what we did there? Anybody else confused on that? Okay, we have one more example. I'm going to let you work on some of that homework, and then we'll do the last lesson. Okay, translate the given points using the given rule. Right 3, down 5. Lexi, what would that look like as the rule then?
X plus 3 and y minus 5.
So Cameron, what would A become if it's originally 9-1 and we're going right 3, down 5?
12.
Perfect. Negative what? There you go. So 9 plus 3 is 12. 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Tucker, how about B? So negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. 6 minus 5 is 1. Bryce, how about C?
2, negative 12.
Negative 1 plus 3 is 2. Negative 7 minus 5 is negative 12. Questions there before we do the last one. And then I'll get you some time to work, and then we'll do the last lesson. Okay, translate the points using the given rule. Left 1, down 8. So Mariah, what would that look like as a rule?
X plus 1.
Be careful. Left would be,
X minus
yeah, in the negative direction. And then?
y minus 8.
Good. So Ayana, what would A become? Good. 2 minus 1 is 1. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Cole, how about B?
Negative 9, negative 14.
Good. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. Negative 6 minus 8 is negative 14. Finally, Landon, that last one there, what would C become?
C would become 0, negative 1.
Perfect. 1 minus 1 is 0. 7 minus 1 is 8. Okay, questions on